Okay, let's pick up on with number 12. So for this one, the top can just be written as 10 times a. The bottom here, we can factor out an a, so it's going to be a times a plus 6. This is minus. Now this top is going to be just 3, and the bottom is going to be 3 times a plus 6. So I just factored out the 3 from this denominator. And now we can see that we can cancel out the 3, and we end up with 1 on top. And right here we can cancel out the a. So that's nice. So when we cancel out the a's and we cancel out the 3's, it leaves me with a common denominator. So I don't really have to do anything anymore to try and make a common denominator. We already have it right here. So we really have 10 over a plus 6 minus 1 over a plus 6. So my answer is going to be 9 over a plus 6. And that works out nicely. So there's our answer for that one. Now for this problem right here, it says sketch the graph of y equals log base 4 of x plus 3 and describe how the graph is transformed from the parent graph. So the parent graph is going to be a logarithm, but it's going to be the base to the 4 of base 4. So the parent graph is log base 4 of x. Notice that the parent graph, nothing has happened to it. It's still the same base. It's different from this one because this one was transformed by shifting 3 units to the left. That's why there's a plus 3 right here. So the parent graph, we're going to do the parent graph first so that we can see what it looks like approximately. So remember that there's going to be an asymptote. There's an asymptote here at the y-axis, and the parent graph is going to be going this way. It's going to cross at 1, and it's going to go this way. Alright, so that's what the parent graph looks like, log base 4 of x. Now log base 4 of x plus 3 is going to be the same, except it's going to be shifted 3 units to the left. So it's going to be, so we can use this point to guide us. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, so now it's going to cross at -2. The asymptote, notice that this one, the asymptote is 1 unit to the left. So the asymptote for this one is going to be 1 unit to the left from where it crosses the x-axis. So the asymptote for this one's going to be here. Alright, and it's going to behave in the same way. I'm going to do this one in blue. So it's going to go up this way, cross right here. The y-intercept we're not concerned with right now, but it's going to increase this way as well. Okay, so the main idea is for you to notice that it was just shifted 3 units to the left, and it's going to behave the same way, and the asymptote is going to be 1 unit to the left, just like it was for this one. But this would be a good enough sketch for the transformation that occurred. Now it says describe the transformation. Well, all that happened was it was shifted 3 units left. Okay, that's all that happened. Now let's go over to number 14. Now for these problems, they give you two functions, f of x and g of x, and they want you to find the value of each expression below. So what they're asking you for right here is to plug in a, whatever's inside the parentheses, they just want you to plug it into the appropriate function. So for this one, they want you to plug it into f. So we're going to plug it into x right here. So it's going to be f of a, just means you're going to plug in a into the x. So notice that all I did was plug in a into the x right here. And then I'm going to square it, then multiply by 3, and I'm going to simplify this. So a squared times 3 is just going to be 3a squared minus 8. We can't really combine the 8 and the 3a squared because they're different terms, so this is how we can leave it. So that's all you have to do. So your answer is 3a squared minus 8. Now for this one, you want to plug in 3a. So this one's going to be 3 times 3a squared minus 8. Excuse my writing. So now we're going to square 3a, so that's going to become 9a squared. So notice that I have to square the 3 and the a. So now this is going to be minus 8. So when I multiply 3 times 9a squared, it's going to end up being 27. 27a squared minus 8. Okay, so this is your answer right here. Now for this one, they want us to plug a plus b into this function. So it's going to end up being 3 times a plus b. Notice that the x is being squared, so we're going to square this because that's where we plugged it in, minus 8. So now be careful right here. You have two terms. That means that you're going to have a 2 by 2. So whenever you have something plus something or something minus something, it's not as easy as just squaring the a and squaring the b and adding them. You have this situation here. You have a plus b times a plus b. So you have a 2 by 2 area model. So now if you square this, you're going to have a squared, ab, b squared. So you end up getting a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So that's what this part becomes. So it's really going to become a squared plus, notice that there's two ab's and there's one b squared. And then subtract 8 because 8 is still being subtracted. So now when I distribute the 3, it's just going to multiply times each of these parts inside. So we're going to have 3a squared plus 6ab plus 3b squared. And then we're going to subtract 8, so it's just going to be minus 8. So there's nothing else I can combine. There's no other terms or no like terms I can combine, so I can just leave it like this. So this is your answer. Okay. Now for f of x plus 7, this one we're going to plug in x plus 7. It's being squared minus 8. So same idea as right here. We have x plus 7, so it's going to be a 2 by 2 area model, or it's a binomial. So let me do this over here on the bottom. So this is x plus 7 times x plus, well, hold on, let me do this carefully because I don't want to, looks weird. X plus 7 times x plus 7. There we go. So we get x squared, 7x, and then we get 7x right here, and 49. So this becomes 3 times x squared plus 14x plus 49 minus 8. And when you distribute the 3 and subtract 8, you're gonna get, let's see, let me continue right here. Let me continue down here. So letter D, I'm going to continue down here. So we're going to distribute the 3, so that's going to become 3x squared plus 3 times 14, that's going to be 30, and 12, so that's going to be 42x. And then 3 times 49, that's 3 times 50, that's 150 minus 3, that's 147 minus 8. So now 147 minus 8, that's 140, 139. So this ends up becoming 3x squared plus 42x plus 139. Alright, and that's your answer for letter D. So letter D is your final answer. And letter E, we're going to have 3 times 5x plus 3 squared minus 8. So again, if you want help multiplying this out, just draw an area model. So it would be 5x plus 3 over times 5x plus 3. So it's going to become 25x squared, and then 3 times 5x is 15x. Double that, that's 30x, and plus 9. So I didn't use the area model, but if you guys need to use the area model to multiply this binomial, do it. So 3 times 25, that becomes 75x squared plus 90x plus 27 minus 8, which is going to become 75x plus 90x. 27 minus 8, that's going to be 19 plus 19. So that's your answer for E. And the last one, this one, when you see this, notice that f of x is inside the parentheses here, so they want you to plug in f of x into g of x. So what that means is f of x equals this expression. So this expression, 3x squared minus 8, they want you to plug it into g of x. So you're going to plug it into x. So the way it's going to look is you have g of x, which is 2 times x plus 1. So it's going to be 2 times this part plus 1. So I'm going to take 3x squared. I plug it into, notice that I plugged it into where x used to be. And I'm going to add 1. Alright, so after that I distribute the 2 and then I add 1. So I'm going to get 6x squared minus 16 plus 1. That just becomes 6x squared minus 15. Alright, so that's your answer for letter F. Alright, so hopefully this helped. That's it for the video. See you guys tomorrow.